the key part to any business is revenue and profit, and it's really that plus patient satisfaction have to be our ultimate key objectives. Next one's chasms. So there's a massive project moving out of the TICS office into our own office. I'm pleased to say everyone's there, everyone's working. It happened. It took a lot of man hours and a lot of effort, so thank you, both of you, for making that happen. Scanner maintenance service, we've unfortunately this quarter had some challenges and scanners going down. That, you know, if you go on NHS Choices, unfortunately it bugs me that we've got some complaints, but justified complaints, in that we need to aspire to never have a scanner go down. If we get the scanner go down, what do we do about it? And you know, I know there's continual plans in place of how do we always improve that. And then another way is how do we try and take out manual admin as much as possible using technology? So there's a number of things across a number of functions that there's an objective of chasms. And the key one as well is just making sure we close the loop, that reports, that we never have a report go missing. And there's a whole variety of IT issues that underpin making sure that works efficiently. Natasha. So Natasha's got a new role and new responsibilities. So I mentioned ISAS earlier, and this is the OKR for next quarter. And you'll all be hearing a lot about that because it's effectively like ISO, so it's a quality standard, but for imaging companies. So it will really underpin everything that we do and all the improvements that we're going to be making. Our complaints process is important. It's important that we pick up everything that's happening, and then even more important that we have what's called a CAPA, so corrective and preventative action. So we learn from what's happened and make sure it doesn't happen again. And another key one is our clinical audit and making sure all of that is working as efficiently as possible. So that gives you a flavour of, I suppose, what we're doing and what we're prioritising on. And by all means, ask anyone afterwards, because I'm conscious I'm scooting through this. So I'm going to send the video, send the presentation, but also ask us individually as well. The next few minutes, I just wanted to talk about values. So effectively, values to me mean what happens, how do people operate within the company, what are Diagnostic World employees and what's important to them. So we've developed what we're calling the 5 C's of Diagnostic World, and having listened to everyone from the employee feedback and observed over the last 6 months, we've come to the conclusion these are the most important things to make the business work and also make everyone be a valued employee. So the first one, top of the list, is communication. The whole reason we're doing this presentation, and there'll be loads of other things, is we know we need to communicate to everyone, and we know we need to respond to emails. All of us do. We know sometimes we're using email too much. You know, there's a whole host that we need to be communicating better as a team. Another key one is consistency. When we say we're going to do something, we need to do it and then keep doing it. And again, across the business, we need to be ensuring that we're doing that. Contracts is an unusual one, but I think for me it's important that we all either have formal or informal contracts. So formal contracts would be things like our customer contracts, our supplier contracts, our employment contracts. Informal contracts are somebody asks you to do something, you say yes, and so that's an informal contract. So I think it's important to make sure that we're following up with what we say we're going to do. Commitment is a key one in that it's great that we've got people who really care about what we do and really care about the fact that there's a patient who's worrying that 9 times out of 10 they're being referred to the doctor, they're worried that they've got cancer. And it's really key to us that all of our Diagnostic World employees care about what we do and go the extra mile if need be for the benefit of the patients. And the final one is a can-do attitude. So we know problems happen, we know issues come up, that's life. What we'd like always to be having is that, okay, that's the problem, what's the solution? What are we going to do about it? How can we do something about it? Let's spend minimal time talking about the problem, let's talk about most of the time what we're going to do about it. So in summary, those, and you'll hear a lot talking about the 5 Cs, primarily, not least, because of the next thing I'll talk about. But I think that's really important that we all work to those standards if at all possible. So the reason you're going to hear more about it is we're introducing what we're calling the 5C Award. So every quarter you'll get an email from me saying, who would you like, in your eyes, do you think has demonstrated the 5 Cs, and who would you like to nominate for the award? And so we'll keep doing that every quarter, and it's not defined that it's one person. It might be one person, it might be 3 people. Hopefully it's not no people, but it's important that it's based on you actually recommended it rather than me, John or Sue, recommending it. This one. The other thing we're going to introduce, again, another way of communicating is an Ask a Director session. So every Wednesday morning you'll get an email from me saying if you've got any question or any comment or any suggestion of improvements, email this link, which will be askus@diagnosticworld.co.uk. That will go to John, myself and Sue. If it's a question that's easily answerable, we'll give you a commitment that we'll answer it that day. If it's more of a question or comment that needs some discussion between us, we meet every Monday evening. So we'll give the commitment that we'll discuss whatever's raised during that Wednesday morning, and we'll come back before the following Wednesday. So that's a commitment from us that A, we want to hear from everybody, and B, we will ensure that you listen to and respond. Even if it's a negative or we can't do it, we'll explain why we can't do it. So that's a commitment from us that you'll see next Wednesday, an email going out. We'll have a break for Christmas, and then we'll start again in the new year. So to summarise, everything for the company is around efficiency. Efficiency drives patient satisfaction, and it drives profitability. And so much of us are involved in that patient services journey. So all of us have a big part to play to make the company a success. OKRs are going to drive improvement and also clarity, so everyone knows what we're focused on that quarter as a business and also as individuals. The 5 Cs of demonstrating the culture of employees within the business are important, and so we'll be introducing that award. And open communication is really important. It came up quite a bit in the employee feedback. We recognise that, and we recognise we need to improve it. So this is one of the few things that we hope can improve it. And yeah, I suppose I started with this, I'll end with this. We're doing a brilliant job in terms of 5,000 scans a month. The vast majority have an excellent experience. What we just need to keep aspiring to is all 5,000 have an excellent experience from the first day to final referral. So, thank you. Do you want to set up the video and then any questions, or if you press the red?
Sure.